Von Kirsch, guys like that we have on staff getting them ready for the positional work.
Something pretty impressive you told me. More talent here, you believe.
Brooke, thank you. Very impressive. Enderle swings it out. Nathan Enderle back on.
Positions you want to be good at, it's quarterback and defensive line.
Just heard from Brian Martin on the sideline. He trains Patrick Peterson.
Some more magic happen.
First team all Mountain West. Punted away by Jacob Rogers from Cincinnati. Rembert pushed all the way back inside his own 20. Sheds one tackler and takes it 6'5", 235. Enderle rolls left, dumps it off.
Indoor volleyball.
Outstanding. Two great athletes in that family, and here's Enderle trying to escape trouble.
Yeah, Enderle showing us his out.
They're telling me in the truck only one great athlete in that family. Jock Sanders lost the hand.
Unnecessary risks, but I was a player and I did have NFL aspirations, and a game like this is about creating opportunity stake.
How about a long field goal, 53-yarder. Chris Bosher from Miami. And Bosher hits the crossbar. It was online, but 7:21 in the third. Dead straight from Bosher out of Miami. Just short. Clanks off. Needed a better bounce. Midpoint in the third, we stay at 13-7. Texas versus the nation in a 6-point game. TJ Yates steps up, throws complete. Jock Sanders out of West Virginia. Inside the 40. Juking and jiving and still on his feet. Sanders finally.
Pocket awareness, watch his feet on this play. They're not happy feet, but he feels a rush. He steps up, gets vertical, creates a throwing lane, puts the ball on the money to Jock Sanders, gives him an ability to be able to catch and make something happen after the run. Jock Sanders is such an explosive player, does a great job in the open field, some pretty poor tackling on the side of Texas, but those allowed that big play to happen.
He is so electric, almost came out after last season. They swing it to him here, one-on-one in the open field.
Very well coached, it's obvious from the college, and Coach John Shoup, his position coach.
To 4, and he's one of the highly touted guys along the front.
He was expected to have a good year coming out this year, as you keep an eye on him right there on the inside. Just beats the block up front and is able to get penetration. Didn't necessarily have quite the year that out in the SEC. Had a pretty good recruiting class though, but great job by Bill Poe on that.
Yates looking for help and throw 3-yarder. Gonna try one from 44. Hooking, and no good. Says missed. Yates back out there. Pocket crumbles. Fires it for about it in terms of what you can do with blitzing and coverages. And on special teams, there is no rush. And that ball caught across the 30.
Starters or players on that side of the football this year for the Tar Heels had a remarkable season.
He rifles one again, caught.
Just some undersized cornerbacks.
2nd and 3, handoff through the middle.
Ryan Duncan from Texas Tech on that last play read it right away and stuffed him in the hole.
3rd and 3.
They're down by 6 points, and he's methodically moving his team down the football field.
Launch it.
And he said at that point he just had to be able to laugh if little kids are typing him messages on Facebook that he couldn't take it too seriously. Tangibles we talked about.
2nd down and 5 with Perry in the backfield, and again the grab made.
Ball was thrown a little bit behind DJK, and Jay Falai showing what he should do in the NFL. That
short guy.
And what's it say about a guy that was voted the MVP of his team with all that talent at Wisconsin?
He said it was, yeah, but I rocked Ed Wesley, and he did on a 3rd and short. Ed Wesley, the great running back for TCU, rocked him and forced him to punt. Buried
on the play calling and ball distribution.
On 3rd and 7, Yates stripped from behind. Ball loose.
Come into play as well. What are scouts looking for on that front?
What kind of some of the stuff Aaron Taylor has up there in the booth?
Patterson was a top 20 D lineman coming out of high school. Jeff Van Camp slings it.
By June Jones to put Jeff Van Camp in there when TJ Yates really seemed to do a great job of moving this Nation team down the field, and if it weren't for that sack and that fumble, potentially game-winning drive.
13 yards there. Rolling left this time. And
They keep making plays over and over.
big play, 4th and 5. Quick release, caught first.
Big physical body that he's able to shield his defenders, and great job by Van Camp of delivering that football. A little bit of a sidearm release and technique there, but great job of getting.
Drive for the game-winning touchdown for the Nation. This series square at 2 apiece. Deep over the middle. Johnson Koulianis down to the 10.
And although this is an all-star game, this game isn't over, and Jeff Van Camp reads the vertical route by DJK perfectly, gets inside the coverage of Josh Gatlin. The ability that has the scouts liking this young man very much, but again, close to being an interception, or excuse me, a touchdown on this last one. Van Camp drills this ball and has again got kind of a sidewinder motion, but Buster Skrine got there a little bit early. You see that left arm around his waist. That's what the official sees and throws the flag. That was a great call.
By 6. Van Camp to throw again. The fade. Spencer.
Wide receivers all about timing. You just don't have a lot of time to practice these sort of things, but one-on-one in the red zone against a fade route, you couldn't ask for anything better than that. But as a quarterback, you have to be able to throw the ball.
Gun with 3 wide. Spencer, bottom of your screen. Bootleg. Van Camp gonna keep it. Taken.
Had to be able to get that ball in, but he hesitates when he rolls out. It's just a bootleg. No receivers there. He wants to tuck it and run right there, but he hesitates and tries to shake Jay Valai, who's having no part of that. Does a good job of coming up.
Koulianis, top of your screen. Murphy the carry. Topples over.
Nation's team.
And the Nation gets timeout.
Well, I'll tell you what, this certainly looked exciting. The ruling is, if it's the bottom of your
Harry in the backfield. Under center, 4th and goal at the 1, Van Camp. Hands off, up the gut, he is stopped.
And by number 32, Eddie Jones. Keep an eye on the right side of your screen as Damian Barry's trying to cut back right here. Great job of being able to take away his cutback ability. It started with Gerald Poe's push.